If it's knowledge, humour, or a different perspective that you seek, look for the wisdom in the words that we speak. Words and wisdom. We'll let you decide. Hello and welcome to Words and Wisdom. Today's podcast we've got our host, Zak Purdy.
And the sexy, the talented, the absolutely articulate, Mikey, rhythmical Mike Markham.
I'll take it. Thank you very much, Zak. Today's podcast we're going to be, stop caring what people think of you, basically. That's what we want to approach. So, Zak.
Yeah, we want to talk about why we shouldn't care what people think, especially in today's age with all social media. And also we want to maybe look at when you do need to or when it's beneficial to say, okay, what do people think? How can I use that and move forward? So we want to kind of touch on both the positives and negatives.
Every time you speak, man, you literally infuse my brain and light it up, and I'm like, yeah, that's perfect. That's where I'm at. Like,
people watching this are going to be like, oh my God, just get a room, guys. Like, we will. Oh, we will.
We got our room.
We got to do it here on a bus.
Go find your own room.
So yes, mate. Let's start with social media, because, God, crikey, social media at the minute it's almost forced us into really craving people's recognition and approval through every time you post a picture or a status. Generally, you're trying to get one of two things: attention or likes. Which we're trying to get recognition, we're trying to get acceptance. But I think that's creating a habit in our head that we now need people's approval, which relates to what people think. We want people to think of us in a certain way. Yeah, we've been forced into chasing recognition. We really have. We've been forced into chasing recognition from everybody and anybody.
So, the one thing that at the minute with times of COVID, so I feel people are really stuck inside at the minute, stuck inside themselves, inside their rooms, inside their heads. So what social media does is you can create a person, you create a little mini-me, and you make that little mini-me as perfect as a form of you want it to be. So it's, how real are you then? How real is real?
Well, this. I think that creates anxiety in itself. It's something that I actually struggle with. I'm into fitness. I'm a personal trainer and an online coach, and but I take pictures of my body, not for approval or recognition. I mean, recognition's nice. It's more to show that I do what I say to do. I practice what I preach, basically.
Yeah, I like that.
But the thing is I'll take a photo after a workout with a pump, so my muscles are more inflated anyway, with a certain light and a certain angle, because obviously I want to get the best picture possible. But the problem is when I go outside into reality, into normal life, and I take my top off, instantly I feel people are judging me because they might have seen the photo in that light, in an angle with the pump, and now I don't look like that. I still look good. I still look damn sexy, Mikey. But I don't look as pumped and as I'm not walking around with a light that's like, look at my head. So it creates an anxiety in me that I'm like, oh, I feel uncomfortable with my top off. I mean, I usually push through that and just take my top off.
So you're saying that anxiety stems from you've created a perfect form or an archetypal body for people to look at, which is its best representation, but your everyday self can't uphold that. So when you're out and about, people are going to be like, oh, that. Well, they probably won't be, but in your head, you think like people are going to be like, you're not your perfect form right now.
Definitely, and that works on not just physical, but if I'm being positive all the time, which I try to be on social media. However, when I'm having a bad day, I'll just let people know because I want people to know that I'm real. But I generally uphold a positive image on Facebook because I generally am a positive person, I like to think. But when I go out and I'm not feeling positive and I'm having a bad day because I am human, I'm like, shit, people are judging me because I'm usually positive. And today I feel like killing somebody. And so then you get that same... We're always kind of going back to that persona, that small person that we've created on Facebook, and we're trying to live up to that.
And what I liked that you just said at the intro and the start, which I absolutely hashed up. But what I love about that was you're always coming through with like a very grey area. You're not saying stop caring what people think about you, because you said there is a balance in that. There is a way of like, okay, actually it's important to if you want to be if you want to be your best self, then having that thought always there of like, I wonder how this is perceived. I wonder if this is doing well for people. Then that's important. That's a good thing to like go, do you know what? If I go to this person, you're really fat, or I don't care what you think. I'm just going to say it as it is. I hate that saying. I'm just going to say it as it is. It grinds me because you do care what people think, but you're trying to put on a representation where you're like, I don't care what anyone thinks of me. I'm just going to say it as it is. And you're just going to go around upsetting people and giving a bad vibe.
Yeah.
So creating a person, creating an image where you're like, right, I don't want to be nasty to people. I don't want to be a bad person that way. I want to promote myself by putting on a good, healthy figure, X, Y, and Z. You have built a bit of a self up of what people think about you, but that's natural, that's normal. That's like, we're living in evolution. We're living in a real world where we want to attract people, or we want to like go out and be around similar vibes and similar people with similar thoughts.
Yeah,
And
of
it's,
course.
you got to sculpt yourself. You got to build yourself. I do think that full not appreciation of like, I don't care what anyone thinks, I'm just going to say it as it is not real. It's not
bullshit.
fair. They're
It's
putting on a
bullshit, mate.
front.
Of
So,
course, and I think it's to almost hide insecurities. Like you say, let's take a bigger person, and I've been fat, and I say I don't care what no one thinks about me, but then I go home and I'm like, oh, I'm fat and I hate it. Well, it's a bit strange. Well, you care what you think about you, which is most important. But like, as humans, we do care what people think about us. You've just said that, the evolution of surrounding yourself with like-minded people, which comes from tribesman mentality. Because if you don't surround yourself with like-minded people, you're not gonna prosper. You've not got the same vision, so you're not gonna go forward, and we're not gonna survive and evolve. So yeah, but everybody cares, but like you need to a degree, you do need to care what people think, because if you're going around and you're doing nasty, unsavory things like I don't know. Let's go deep with this, and you're beating up women, right? And you're taking drugs and you're pissing on cats and all kinds of crazy, right?
What Saturday did you have?
Psychedelics. No, so imagine you're doing that, and then you're saying, "Well, I don't care what no one thinks because I'm enjoying it."
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you need to start caring what people think, because you're gonna end up dead or in prison, or you're just gonna end up a very nasty human being with it. So like, we do need to care what people think to a degree. Like, if I'm saying the wrong thing over and over again and it's upsetting a lot of people, but I believe in it, maybe I don't need to be saying that certain thing too much.
And how you say it is so important. If you've got a belief that you want to uphold and show, like just working out that situation, working out them vibes and what that person's experience is, just knowing how to put it across, putting you across in the right way is so important. Like I said before, like going to someone, you're fat, like you look terrible, it might really break that person. I think there's a right and a wrong way of doing it is what I'm trying to say.
Definitely.
I think there's an important balance to be had. I also think what we're just talking about is, even when you're getting your clicks, it's not just having to have a hive mind where you just believe everything they think then, and standing up for yourself at all points. So going, yeah, I like what you're saying there. I'm a part of that. Yeah, let's go. And then as soon as somebody says something you don't agree with, you don't have to be defensive and just go, I don't care what you think. I'm this. Having conversation, working it out, coming together and thinking like, yeah, that works with me, that doesn't.
Yeah, well, that's how you grow. That's how you grow as a person. Because if you stay with your own beliefs all the time, and you stick to your own beliefs all the time, you're never going to grow as a human. You're never going to grow intellectually, spiritually, emotionally. You're going to be the same person, doing the same things, making the same mistakes for the rest of your life. Nobody really wants that.
I think the reason, like, we're being, can be, like, slightly clumsy behind this saying, like, stop caring what people think, is because it's quite a clumsy way of wording. Like, not even for us, but so many people say it. How many times have you been to a party or been around somebody and they go, I don't care what anyone thinks? And they've not thought it out. They've not thought out what that means and what that process is, because it can be really detrimental and really damaging. And I think we have to know the balance of everything. There's so many sayings at the minute. People just want to label. This is very off topic, but people go, silence is violence, or you're part of the problem, or you're a racist even, and they don't know the layers and significance and what that all means. So very base sayings can be quite dangerous.
Yeah, definitely. You give him one saying for something that's got, like you say, so many different layers to it, and there's billions of people on Earth, everybody experiencing different things, but you give him one saying that works for all of them. It doesn't make sense. I've just kind of got distracted then, Mikey, because we've got a couple of people. So at the minute, just to give paint people a picture, we're on an old school bus. It's a cool setup. We're in the middle of a field, on the back of Mikey's house, and there's some people over there. Have you seen?
Oh, hello, people.
So they look a bit lost, right?
Yeah, they're quite lost. Shall I go and sort them out?
Yeah. But before you go,
Yeah.
With the whole stop caring what people think, I was thinking like, oh God, I'm here making a podcast and they're looking at me and I'm, what did he think about me? And then I had to like come back to the present moment because it doesn't matter really what they think. But yeah, go help them out.
I'll edit this bit.
15 minutes later, several months later, thousands of tears later.
That was quite ironic though, because I couldn't concentrate on what you were saying.
Yeah.
Right, let's get back to it.
Rightio. That's a chunk to cut out there.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
So, Mikey Markham saves the day.
I apologise for that, folks.
Crisis averted.
Yeah, that was quite unusual. Well, before we move on to the next point, I just want to go back to that, and it kind of links into the next point. Is I cared what they were thinking about me sat with headphones on, talking into a microphone. I could feel my brain going, I couldn't focus on what you were saying there. But which leads me into my next point is, if you ever want to achieve anything in life, especially given the world we live in, the society we live in, we need social media to post out content, to get attention, and to also provide assistance and help to people, which brings in value. If you can provide value to people, you'll become successful in whatever it is that you want to become successful in. So now, if we care about what people think about us, like if I said then, I can't do this, Mikey, they're looking at me and I've got headphones on. If I'd have gone that,
Look silly.
we would have never been able to help people with this podcast. And this podcast might get there. It might lead to this door being opened. It might lead to this opportunity. So one way that I want to kind of give people, I want to provide people with almost a solution as well, is one way that I get over caring what people think about me, and this is coming from somebody that's had years of panic attacks and anxiety breakdowns, is I do the things that my brain tells me not to do. Like, don't post that. Oh, people, as long as it's not attacking anybody. I don't attack anybody.
Yeah.
I never attack anybody. If I'm thinking, oh, people will think I'm a positive Nancy for posting that, I'm like, no, I'm going to post that. I'm going to do it right now. In fact, watch this brain. And it's the same thing. Then I was like, right, I'm going to continue to do it, and you've got to post the things you think you need to post. You need to do the videos. You need to start creating content that makes and doing things that make you feel uncomfortable. This is one thing I do. I'll go out out of the house in like really unattractive clothing. I'll put my blue Nike sliders on with some white polka dot socks and just some stained trousers, because if I'm going out thinking, oh, what do people think about me? Like, I don't do that all the time, but occasionally I just want to put myself out of my comfort zone to get used to feeling a certain way. So that, I mean, this is new to me, making podcasts and
Feel it in you. Like,
Yeah.
it is a constant. You're like always putting yourself out there and reaching for more, and you've been so open and honest with me. You're like, right, I'm in a bit of a state of anxiety now, I'm feeling this, but I really like that about somebody. I've got a lot of friends that will do the same, and I'm the same actually. And I've been brought up in a very similar surroundings to you, very similar place where you are judged. You're constantly like told you're doing it wrong or you are wrong. I've been very lucky to live a bit out the way as well, where I've not built too much of a sense of character on what other people think, because I was a social butterfly and I was like also kept away and isolated a bit, which has left other scars for some reason. But like what we said on the last podcast, which was about anxiety, it was learning to channel that and go, right, okay, I'm going to be the best version of me that I can possibly be. And if I believe, like you wrote a post and you go, no, this is exactly what I want to say, this is exactly who I am and what I mean. Again, I would have never put a poem online. Can you imagine me back in the day when
I actually wanted to speak about that, because when you started releasing videos and poems, people laughed at you.
I know. I was going out, mate. Imagine me going into Red Lion, and all my mates
Oh,
are
look,
like,
it's Mikey the poet.
rhythmical, and they're all like, honestly, even the proper hard lads of Ripley, as much as they took the piss, like one of them went, I respect it though, man.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And if you'd have listened to the 5 or 6 people that was laughing and mocking you,
Yeah.
you wouldn't have been able to help the thousands of people, hundreds of people, whatever it is that you've helped now. So that's what we're saying is you need to not care what people think in that way about your vision. You said once you post these posts and you learn who you are, that's who I am. Anxiety fades away and confidence increases because you know who you are, and you can talk to people knowing full well that you are who you say you are.
And if I could just intersect and give something to take away as well, step away after you've done it. Don't read the comments. Don't get absorbed into that world. Go, this is me. This is what I think. Here's a piece of me, and bugger off and live your life and go and hang around with good people that are like-minded or kind, won't judge you for a slip or you've said something wrong or anything like that. Step away after you've done it, because that's so important.
And then if you do go to somebody and they say, you want the people around you that are saying, right, this video you could have done this a little better, or you could have maybe said it this way. Because that's caring what people think, but using it to build yourself constructively. Constructive criticism. We need that in our life. We need some kind of honesty, and we need to almost take what people think, but not care what people think.
I love it. What you just said then, again, it all comes back round, but to the balance of it. It's like, I really appreciate you, and I really appreciate you coming from an honest and caring and authentic place. Yep. I will listen to that and I will think about it, because you'll never grow. You'll never get any further along your journey if you don't take in them genuine people and them genuine ideas. I've done it like with you so much. I've said to you a million times, and we will get a room, folks, but it's people like you that go, Mikey, really respect that. That was cool. That could be worked on. That. Yes. And I care what you think, because you're an honest person. When I've had in the past, like you say, people go, bit fucking gay, ain't it, mate? Or, yeah, you're a bit...
Or even the opposite, Mikey, when they go, yeah, that's amazing, Mikey, that's fantastic. Yeah. People can paint you with compliments, but sometimes we don't need compliments. Like, compliments are nice. It's like chocolate. Chocolate's nice, but we don't need it. We need vegetables. We need people to say to us, look, there's something that needs working. I'm not sure what it is. Because then you can take that and use it. Like, we need criticism from people.
And being really, just tying it all together, being conscious enough to go, right, I can look at my own work as well and put my own judgment on it, like, and who I am and what I'm doing is right. You've said something to me before where it's like, why don't you try this with the podcast? And I was like, well, actually, I love my podcast, just talking mad stuff for an hour 45, because it feeds me. But then we went and did this podcast together, because I was like, perfect, that's a really good idea, and I want to venture down that. But you'd never have to go, yeah, he's right, tick off, I'll do that. You just work with it.
And once you take these new ideas, this new podcast, it might work, it might not. You might enjoy it, you might not. But if you don't try, you'll never know. And
100%.
if you care what people think, then you'll never try it.
Yeah,
you'll never try it, man.
That's an absolute great
So one other way that I've managed to, like right now, today, I'm feeling very anxious. There's something that's going on in my body that I'm like jittery, and I think it's excitement, but like nervousness. And because obviously I care what people think about what I'm saying and what people portray me as, but at the same time, I need to do this to grow. But one other way that I've recently, and I've spoke about it on the other podcasts, is the abstinence. The abstinence from ejaculation. And a lot of other people on YouTube have said the same thing. You almost stop caring what people think about you, like, within a week. It's like you're filled with this masculine energy that's just like, well, I am who I am, and I don't mind what people think anymore. So people should definitely, men, I don't know about women, like I say, men should look into abstinence and semen retention, because there's something that happens in the body that just provides you with this surge of energy and confidence and reduces the anxiety. Like, it's pretty incredible. So
I'm definitely on the line. I mean, I've got a lovely girlfriend in there. That's we'll see how she takes it. I was again.
And if I could touch on something else that I've found works for me in terms of not caring what people think.
Yeah, because again, when you were giving out ideas and stuff, I'm just keep reflecting and like thinking of the point where I stop caring to an extent. Again, still balance, but stop caring. So say your piece. I'm just reflecting.
the other way that I didn't do this purposely to begin with, but it's shown very helpful. When I moved into my house last year, there was no full mirrors, no full length mirrors. I just had a little mirror to have a shave in that's like head high, and I'm 6'2", so you can't really see yourself unless you're me. But I can't see my body or how I get dressed. I can't see myself in a mirror before I go out, and it was kind of an experiment to see what happened. And I think it's helped me to not care what people think, because I'm like, oh, does this look good? Does this look good? I go out, I think, okay, I might look good, I might not. Who cares? And I think that's built in a sense of just not caring what people think too much.
It's so interesting because, again, like I said, I was going to reflect as well while you were saying that, and I had a part of my life where I don't know, did you see my crazy part when my beard came out, like down here and extra? I didn't care what anyone thought. I would go to all the parties and I'd go everywhere and I'd smoke weed or do whatever I was doing, and I truly didn't care what people thought. But that's where I slipped. And I got to that side that we're talking about where it's like I really didn't care. I didn't care about myself. I didn't care what people thought of that. And I had no respect for anything. So that slip and slide is important to go, right, no, I'm going to try and build the best me, try and be healthy, give my body the right fuel, put out the best material I can put out. So I do, it's the
you can go either way, can't you?
Always.
You can go care too much what people think and you'll never do anything.
Yeah. It's
or
so
you can
important.
go, don't care at all and never do anything.
The reason I love this podcast and the reason I love what we're talking about right now is because it's been such a conflicting part of my life, but also such an important part for people to understand, because they feel it's all or nothing all the time. They feel they have to think what people think, or they feel they don't at all, and then they're, like what we're saying, not very nice.
Yeah, find the balance.
It is, again, from what you just said then, from what I've been saying, it's the balance factor for me, because I've been to both ends of the spectrum. I really have. That's probably my piece of knowledge that I want to embark on and give
definitely.
people, to say, just don't go either one way or the other. Always reflect, know how you are, know what you're doing, and try and live that to the best of its ability.
Beautiful, mate, beautiful. Mikey, one thing we haven't done though, we haven't
Kiss.
got a quote. Are you ready, guys? You know the room we was on about. This is the room. So no, we haven't actually found a quote for this.
I would only leave it on that, like, balance is everything. Balance is the core for this. Like, it's tricky. Do you have one lined
I'll
up?
go with that. Balance.
Mikey saves the day again.
Mikey saves the day, mate.
Saves the civilians.
We've come into this a little bit unprepared, actually. I think we forgot to have a quote.
Perfect. But again, if you search the internet for quotes, or if you look for a quote on this, I've always found it with these sort of quotes on this sort of matter, they'll go one way or the other. It's like, don't care what people think in this way.
Yeah.
And again, what we've said, the clumsiness of this, the sort of like working it out, it has to be worked out in that way, because there is no one answer for this. It's such a grey area, and people label it as one. Yeah. They just go...
Well, I think it's ended quite nicely then, because, we didn't have the quote, but we don't care what people think. Yeah. So, right, guys, closing out. Thank you for listening. Again, we hope that you can take something away from this. Stop caring what people think, but also take what people think and use it to your benefit, to push you forward as a human being, as a person. Again, if you think it's resonated with you and you like it, drop us a like, drop us a share, and tell your friends. Just, help us to help you. Thank you, guys.
Ciao for now.